Trigger warning. The following contains scenes of playful hostility, unfiltered humor, and outrageously strong opinions about ridiculously unimportant things. Some episodes contain depictions of day drinking, unhealthy competition, and acts of petty revenge. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, friends in board game land. Welcome to the Board Game Channel. I'm Steven.
And I'm Tim.
And we are going to play the alphabet game today.
So what the heck is the alphabet game?
You talk about a game that starts with each letter of the alphabet.
Okay. I know that's what you said.
Yeah.
And you never answered my email, so...
What email?
The email I sent you.
Yeah, I no idea what you're referring to.
Okay.
What was your question?
What is the alphabet game? I know we're picking a game.
I told you we just need to make content talking about more board games.
Okay.
I just wanted to talk about some games.
Okay. All right.
What did you do?
Well, I at first I thought you wanted our favorite game in each letter, and then as I was kind of thinking through it, and we talked about reaching all of you out there with maybe some games you haven't heard of before. So instead of my favorite game, as I went through that list, except for like Z and Q, you had some more options. There's a couple letters that were a little challenging, but for the most part, I selected kind of a different game in each letter.
Okay, that's good, because honestly, this was really just a ploy to see if you knew the alphabet.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
I know the alphabet.
Actually, this is an intervention.
Can you do the alphabet backwards?
This is an intervention, not when I'm sober.
Okay.
This is an intervention, actually. There's a call happening, and you're only going to have 26 games after this.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No.
Wow.
I literally just wanted to talk about some games that we haven't talked about yet, so I thought this would be a fun format to do it in. So we are going to recommend a game to you that starts with one game each for each letter of the alphabet. And if you haven't tried them, these are games we think you should give a try to. They're not my favorite games because we already did a top 20 list, and that's, our favorite game. So I didn't want to... I think I maybe for one or two letters might have picked my favorite game at that letter.
Yeah.
For two letters, I picked my favorite game. But other than that, I just picked games I want to talk about.
Yeah.
That I want you to consider playing if you haven't, or give another chance to if you didn't like it.
Yeah. So should we have fun and start with Z and go backwards, or should we start
That's
with A?
interesting. I feel like we should start with A for the sake of my OCD.
Yeah.
How many
could work.
times do you think we picked the same game? I'm really curious. Because we're going to do two videos. We're going to do A to M right now.
Yeah.
And then next week we'll give you the rest of the alphabet.
Yeah, that'd be N through Z.
Yeah, N through Z.
Just in case you're wondering.
Yeah. But I think there's probably like two times that we picked the same game. It's my guess.
So
Do you think it's more than that or less than that?
I would say probably two games.
Two games?
Because there were games I was
Do you
going
know
to
what
put on this
letters
list.
we think you think? I think we picked two difficult letters the same.
Probably.
I think
and
we
there
picked
were
X and Y the same. That's my guess.
There were games I was going to select. I'm like, I guarantee Steven's going to select that. I'll be curious to see.
I think
if you
X and
selected
Y
that.
we picked the same games.
Probably.
We'll see.
No, I don't think Y.
No? Okay.
No.
We'll see.
I had some wild cards in there.
Okay.
So
I think there's two.
yeah,
They don't care about this. They care about the games.
that's right.
Let's talk about the games.
Hey. Good to see you. Come on in, let's go. Yeah! Let's go! All right, okay. All right, okay. Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit me get up.
All right, we're going to start with letter A because that's what they told me in elementary school that I was supposed to do. Now, when you say letter A, there are two games that immediately jump to mind, right? There's the number 2 overall game in the world right now, Ark Nova.
Yeah.
And then there's Agricola. Agricola jumps to mind, I think, for a lot of people when you think of A games. It's a modern classic.
It is a modern classic, but I bet you people think of other games other than Agricola.
Well, Agricola is not my pick. But Agricola All Creatures is my pick.
Ooh,
This
okay.
is the 2-player streamlined version of Agricola. And if you've played the big game, Agricola, you know it's a lot of fun. It's very tight, and it lasts a very long time. And as great of a game as it is, there are some elements to it that are very unnecessary. There's, you're drafting seven apprentice cards, you're drafting 7 upgrade cards, and you're probably going to use like 2 or 3 of them throughout the course of the game. It just it drags on at points. And so this is a streamlined 2-player version of it that was made to be a little more accessible. And I didn't play it for a really long time because I was told it was a kiddie game. And the box,
Who
in
told
all
you that?
fairness, the cats.
Okay.
The cats,
okay,
yeah.
I understand.
JK. So I was told it was a kiddie game, but I bought it for my nephews for Christmas because they're kiddies, and they loved it, and I loved playing it with them. And so I brought it back, and I played it with our friend who kind of loves Agricola and thought it was going to be light fare, and his immediate response was, "Dang it, now I have to buy this." It's a fantastic game. We're not going to rules dump on games here.
Yeah.
I would just say that this is some of the faster, funner parts of Agricola. This is kind of like the old classic farming games that you would play on your phone, but it's a streamlined 2-player, but it still has a lot of actual depth and gameplay to it. And they give you a ton of different rooms, more rooms than you'll ever use that you can kind of rotate into the game. And that adds this constant replayability and variety because they're all a little different.
So hold on, you play farm games on your phone?
Everybody played farm games on their phone at one point in time.
Never played farm games on my phone. Ever.
I believe that's untrue.
I've never played a farm game.
No,
on my
most.
phone.
Just give us a thumbs up in the comments if you have played a game on your phone where you were running a farm at some point in time.
I think you may be getting
gonna be
confused,
a
like
lot
with
of-
your Farmers Only app.
Wow. Wow.
Not a farming game. So anyway,
Okay.
So decent pick.
There's no right or wrong. It's
Yeah.
just a game that
It's
I
true.
wanted to tell
It's
people
true.
about.
Okay, that's fair. Well, you talked about fun and exciting and adrenaline, right?
I didn't say adrenaline.
I thought you said adrenaline.
I'm not even sure I said exciting.
Okay, well, my letter A
Is it
game
adrenaline?
is adrenaline. So adrenaline is such a unique game, especially when it came out. It's like a first-person shooter. So if you ever played all of the old first-person shooters on, the different consoles, you would really appreciate this. This brings it to a board game to where you're running around a map. Obviously, this is really fun with more people that you have. It's not so fun at 2, but if you have a group of 3 or 4 people running around this map, shooting each other, powering up, it's a blast. Very simple by nature.
If you have 3 or 4 people, is this all on all shooting each other?
It could be. You
Could
can
be.
also do.
Okay.
You can do teams. You can
Okay.
do.
Is this more or less fun than Sniper Elite? Because
Well-
I've not played this.
Well, Sniper Elite has hidden movement. Mm-hmm. You're trying to figure out where the sniper is.
so this is
This
no
is fast paced.
Okay, I
This
gotcha.
is like you know where the person's at. You're running towards them. You're hoping not to die. So
okay.
that is my letter A, adrenaline.
All right. So for letter B, I have a game that is a little tricky for me to put into my list because I do not like the theme. I really don't like the theme. But you made me play it, and a couple other people have talked about it. And if you can hold your nose and just be okay with being a serial killer for an hour, then The Bloody Inn is actually a pretty unique gameplay. I'm not kidding. The theme it's wacky and it creeps me out. You are like running an inn in France in like the 18th or 19th century, and you're competing with your other family members who are part of the family business to try to take over. And the way you decide to do that is to kill your guests and rob them.
I mean, how else do you get paid?
There are industrious ways to get paid that don't involve
You're in the
serial
middle of
killing,
nowhere.
but
I mean,
yeah.
you have guests coming.
But yeah, so every guest is an opportunity. You can kind of convert them into an accomplice who will help you bury these bodies that you're creating, or you can kill them and rob them, and you have to make some strategic decisions about how and when to do that. And yeah, it's a really awkward and uncomfortable theme for me, but the gameplay was surprisingly I think you
especially with the multi-use cards.
yeah, it's surprisingly unique.
Yeah. I love the artwork too. A lot of people don't like that style.
Kinda like-
it grew on me.
Yeah.
Really appreciate
Kind
that
of like
game.
American Gothic style.
Yeah.
The idea that you said the multi-use cards, the idea that every person who comes through provides a benefit to keep them alive or a benefit to get rid of them, and you have to kind of weigh those benefits against each other, makes it kind of fascinating.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I would love to see that game redone with a less murderous theme.
That wouldn't be fun then.
It could be.
Murder.
All right, what'd you go for B?
All right, so I chose
Adrenaline?
Adrenaline. No, I chose this game. It is a small game, and it was introduced to me recently. I upgraded the heck out of this small box. This is booty dice. So this is, and it's.
I'm going to interrupt here and say when he says he upgraded the heck out of this small box, I just want to clarify. This is about a $15 game on Amazon, and I think you now have like $45 in Etsy
Listen,
upgrades.
don't say that out loud because my wife will hear that. But no, and the reason I brought it on this list, a lot of people haven't heard of this game before, and if you look at it in its simplest form, it looks like a little dice chucker for kids. And really, that's exactly what it is. But it's a heck of a lot of fun. And everyone I've introduced this to at game conventions, we've had some pretty large groups playing this. Every single person I've introduced this game to has either purchased the game, asked me how much the upgrades were so they can buy them too, or just praised the heck out of it. So it is simple. Listen, it is simple. But I wanted to include it on this list just because it brings a little bit of variety for what a lot of people play.
Yeah. And let's be honest, sometimes it's fun to play games like a kid. Sometimes it's fun to just, and it's so fun to play this with kids, but sometimes it's fun to just pull out something silly and play it. And yes, there's a degree of of dice luck involved. Can we just abbreviate that as lice going forward?
Yeah,
I don't think that'll work. But yeah, there's a degree of that, but there's also some fun decision making, and it can get really rowdy when somebody hits that kind of Yahtzee style roll where they get a huge attack on everyone. It really does bring the table alive. So.
I mean, listen. You're a pirate. You're there to plunder, steal, cheat, kill. That is what you're trying to accomplish. So there's nothing better than stealing and killing Steven.
And there's nothing better than just chucking a big pile of dice.
It's not big. It's 5 dice.
Yeah,
it's not
you know
big
what I
pile,
mean.
But,
All right.
Okay. Anyways, that was my letter
That was B. For the letter B, we deviated from moral norms here a bit. We were talking about serial killers and plunder and pirates. So I'm going to bring it back here.
Those are historical games.
C is for cute. And my pick for C is Creature Comforts, and it is cute. And if we were playing categories, I would get double points for alliteration. Creature Comforts, this might look familiar. If you've played Maple Valley, the artwork and the style here will seem really similar. That's because it's by the same design team. This one actually came a few years earlier, and it's a really fascinating game, really fun game. It's easy to dismiss games like this because they do look so cute, but there is a real substantive game under all that cuteness. And in this one, it's a worker placement game, but it's got a really unique mechanic because your worker placement is almost speculative, right? You're going to place your workers on the board at different action spots, and it's nice because you're not blocking each other. Multiple players can occupy the same spots. There's not a lot of meanness here. But then you're going to roll the dice. Collectively, as a group, you're going to roll 4 dice, and then each individual is going to roll 2 dice. So there's a little bit of a shared pull and a little bit of an individual pull. And those dice are going to determine how you activate your workers. And it's nice, again, you'll never get nothing. You'll always walk away with something from a worker, but the dice might not give you everything you want. And in some cases they do, and it's just combo of your turns because you can activate your workers in any order. And the whole theme is just adorable. You're helping these cute little creatures, gather up their comforts, their tea and their rocking chairs and their bread and soup so that they can be comfortable in hibernation. It's just a fun little theme, and it's a fun game.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Have you? We've played Maple Valley together. We've not played this together. Have you played this one?
I played it when it first came out.
Okay. Did you play the Kickstarter edition?
It was whatever Dice Tower had,
Okay.
or
If you can get your hands on the Kickstarter edition, it's really, really high quality, really nice. What do you got for C? I hope it's cute and not murderous.
well,
It's murderous,
It's
isn't
definitely
it?
not cute. I'm just proud you didn't say Catan, because I would have been.
It begins with an S.
It's
Settlers of Catan.
It's Catan now.
It's Settlers
Not
of Catan.
Settlers anymore. But anyways,
Well, the version
so-
I have is Settlers of
yeah,
Catan.
well, same here. So I chose this game. This game's not for everybody, but I wanted to highlight it if you have not experienced this, or if you didn't even know this game exists, because honestly, a lot of people don't realize this is a game. If you grew up playing Battleship, I want you to imagine you're on a submarine and there are
I came so close to picking this.
4 people on both submarines, and you're competing in real time to destroy the other submarine. It is an incredible experience. Now,
You've got to name the game for them at
This
some
is
point.
Captain Sonar. I'm so
Okay.
excited. Captain Sonar. So what's exciting about this game is you don't have to have 8 people, but I would never play it with less than 8. Because there are 4 roles per submarine, and if you're doing this in real time, talk about team building. You get to know your teammates very well, how good they can communicate, how well they can communicate, and obviously think on their feet. But you're working this in real time to find where the enemy sub is on this map, and your opponent is doing the same thing, and you're hearing commands, in real time across the table, and you're trying to figure it out so you can kill them first. So it's like the Hunt for October, but in a board game.
I love this game. I came so close to picking this. The one reason I didn't pick it for this list was, and there are no criteria for this list, I just chose not to talk about it. But the one reason I didn't pick it was because getting 8 people around a table to play this is tough. That's always a challenge. And then, as much as I do love the game, there's one role that I love and insist on playing, and I don't enjoy the other roles as much. And so I only ever am the radio. I'm the
Radio
person
operator,
tracking the other team's sub and trying to find them while the captain tries to destroy them. And for whatever reason, that kind of scratches a mental itch for me. But the engineer role, it just bores me. But
Hey, and I'm pretty sure when you and I are on the same team,
we've never lost.
we've never lost.
Yeah,
So,
he's captain, I'm radio operator. We've never lost. But
hey, if you see us out at a convention, come at us.
Call us out at the next convention. We'd love to play this with you.
All right, Steven.
All right, you are going to be shocked, amazed, and a little proud of me. Not just my next pick, Tim, my next 2 picks are cooperative games.
Oh, cooperative.
I don't love cooperative games. My friends are always trying to get me to play them, and I will sometimes
What friends?
suffer through it. Wow. Sometimes I will suffer through it to appease them, but I don't enjoy them more often than not. But lately I found a few that I really do enjoy. And this first one, I will admit that I probably enjoy this game in large part because of its theme, and that's Defenders of the Wild. Defenders of the Wild is a
Tough game.
it is a tough game. It really is a hard game to win, but that's why we're here. We choose to play games not because they're easy, but because they're hard. No, in all honesty, this is
practicing it all
this is
week,
a
haven't you?
tough game, and the payoff though is the theme and the sense of immersion you feel with it. So you are a little band of rebel animals fighting back against the machines and the polluters, and you are trying to literally unpollute and rewild the areas that they've damaged. But they're trying to continue spreading their, building out their industrial complex and destroying and polluting the land. And so you're going to take turns around a table. You've got a period of no communication, but then you have a period of intense communication. One of the things I often don't like about cooperative games is the total lack of substantive communication. Because at that point it's no longer a game; it's kind of a crapshoot. But this never feels like that, and you really feel it in your. At least when I play this game, in your gut, you feel it. You watch those mechs moving around the board, and you're like, "Oh my gosh!" You watch that pollution spit out of the factories, and you're like, "We just cleared that," and you just feel it. It just really hits you. And it draws you in a way that, for me, a lot of cooperative games haven't. Again, I've heard this game. I heard someone that one of the real legends, I think, in board game critiques, I think it was, described this as Pandemic on a Catan board, and I totally get that. I totally, if you can see some of the pictures, I totally get that description. But I would take this over that any day personally. Me personally, that won't be a majority opinion. But thematically, I can really enjoy playing this game. And I can really get immersed in it. And on top of being a co-op that I like, I enjoy playing this solo, which is also rare for me. So that was a lot. That's Defenders of the Wild. Highly recommended if you haven't given it a try.
All right.
You had nothing on my pick. You're just going to
nothing on
move
my
on.
pick.
It's a good pick. I gave you a cooperative game, and you gave
Listen,
me
I'm
nothing.
impressed.
All right.
And you keep
You already
giving
know
these,
the next one.
Small
You already
animal,
know the next one. So,
cutesy games.
I like cute animals.
Yeah.
I don't like murdering people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I took this opportunity to introduce a game. Well, speaking of, take a sip of your drink real quick.
Why?
Let's cheers. Okay, you got. So, you got is my letter D game. Don't get got.
Oh, don't get
Don't
got.
get got.
Okay,
So-
because I was
I know.
really, we were all collectively worrying about your grasp on the alphabet right there.
Don't get got.
Don't get got. Okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, this is a game, but I wouldn't classify it necessarily as a game. It's like the movie Inception. It's a game within a game. So what we've done is you get this.
Well, that was a
pack of
dream within a
cards,
dream,
or
which was an Edgar Allan Poe poem.
Well, that's true. It could trace all the way
So,
back there.
also
but-
begins with D. Carry on.
Oh, there we go. So you're given this packet, and there are 6 different things that you have to achieve over the period of time. So this is something like when you have game night. We did it at Thanksgiving with my family this past year. Handed everyone a packet, and in that packet are different examples of things you have to do, like get somebody to cheers, or get somebody to tie your shoe, get somebody to do this. There's some pretty generic things and some pretty insane things. And when you catch somebody trying to get you to do what's on their card, you can call them out for it. And if they were trying to get you for what's on their card, they have to flip it over and they failed it. But if they are successful, they nailed it, and they turn it over, and the object is to get all of, as many green as possible by the end of the night. Mm-hmm. So when we have game nights, we pass them out to everybody that's coming over, and we just play it throughout the night, and whoever has the most at the end of the night wins.
I don't know if you remember this, but we did this on the rafting weekend one time. The whole group of us, 8 of us, did this on a rafting trip. Yeah, and I was sticking my card into people's shoes as they were twiddling their feet. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So
it's
out of context, that just sounds weird.
Yeah,
and a creepy fetish. Yeah. But it was exactly what the card told me to do. So,
yeah.
All right,
that was my letter D.
Nice pick. My letter E, you already know, because I told you that it's a cooperative game. And I try really hard not to pick games that you can't get a hold of, because the whole point of doing this is to, share some of the games we love, and hopefully you can grab it. This one isn't quite there yet, but it will be available in the U.S. within the year? By the end of the year? It'll be available soon. And this is Eternal Decks. And Eternal Decks is another cooperative game that somehow caught me off guard, and I just absolutely loved it. You are going to work as a team to unlock the powers of these kind of eternal deities. Eternal powers, and unlocking their powers keeps you alive, keeps you in the game, gives you more cards to play, because if any one of you runs out of cards, you're toast. But it also just unleashes hell on you in terms of rules and restrictions that come with each of those decks. And so you've really got to balance which Eternals you unleash and when you do it and who's going to do it. It might be a matter of building up and then letting one of your teammates actually do the deed so that they can get the cards and stay in the game. And it's unique.
It's tight.
It's tight. It's a very tough game. It's a unique game. But once again, I love the coordination here because you have these little communication tokens you can use. And you can you can't say, hey, I'm going to do this, but you can place a token on the board that kind of signals to someone like, I got this thing covered. And so it really creates, it avoids some of that just awkward silence. We lost because we were thinking different things. You do have an opportunity to kind of signal what you're thinking. I know you have thoughts on this one because this is a fantastic
Yeah, I mean, it's just like The Crew.
No,
when
it is.
You have a token that you can communicate. Just like The Crew.
Is it
you'll have to watch some other videos about
just
this.
Cancel the channel.
So I love Eternal Decks.
The Crew, Eternal Decks.
Listen,
the Crew, Eternal
I'm not
Decks.
comparing the two. I'm comparing a mechanic that you often complain about, but you just praised that same mechanic.
Because you have much more leeway here, much more room for communication.
No, it was an incredible experience. I was playing. We were told, the person that taught us how to play it, like, you're not going to win. No one's ever won it first time they played it that I've ever taught. And we won somehow.
By the skin of our teeth.
It was close.
Liking each other less by the time the game was done.
That is so true. But it was, and we were playing, like, we weren't playing like the difficulty.
No, we were on the introductory setting.
And it was hard.
Yeah.
But it was our first time playing.
The
so we're getting the hang of
introductory
it,
setting was extremely difficult to beat. Yeah.
But the moment we finished it, like the feeling, I really wanted to play it again.
Yeah. I wanted to go find that guy and tell him.
Yeah. I told him.
You did? Good.
I told him.
Okay, good to know.
No, great pick.
So what did you pick for E? Is it
All
Eternal
right.
Decks?
So, again, I'm going through this list, and when I got to certain letters, I'm thinking, okay, there are a lot of people like me with families. And for years, I've been playing with small kids. Now I have teenagers, so they're not playing these games as much, but any one of my kids would love to play this game with me. And it's a game that I promise you I have at least, 750 or 1,000 plays over
So
over
not
the years.
Campaign for North Africa.
This is not Campaign for North Africa. This is a very simple family card game called Elementies.
Oh, yeah, I've never played this.
Yeah. Again, I wanted to share with you, if you haven't heard about it, you have small kids, kids up in middle school, they would enjoy this game. I've even had parents and grandparents play this too and have a lot of fun with it, as simple as it is. But you draw a card, and you can play that card in front of you, and you can hold up to 5 cards, or you can play it on your opponent's 5-card area. And what you're trying to do is get to all 5 elements first. So you want to have one of each of the elements, and it'll be 5. And there's some really fun cards in there that allow you to destroy other people's, elements, or, trash them, or give me that. So there's a lot of interaction between the two. Again, super simple. You can play it in a matter of just a few minutes. But if you have a family, this is a great game. It's inexpensive. Your kids will love it. So that's my
Still a great game if you don't have a family, just to be clear.
Sure. All right. So what is your letter F?
So F is one of, I said I tried not to pick like my favorite games for this list.
Favorite begins with F.
And it does, unless they just really needed to be talked about. And this one did. So I did it twice. And the first one is letter F, and that is First in Flight. Again, multiple points for alliteration, category style. I'm killing it. But I'm winning this too, just to clarify. But I think that this game is criminally underrated. It gets good buzz around the people who really like it, but I can't tell you how many gamers I've like introduced this to, and they're like, "Oh, I think I maybe heard of it, or I've never heard of it." There's people who haven't played it and they walk away loving it. This is a historically based push your luck game. You have a deck of cards it's a deck builder. You're building your deck of cards over the course of the game, and your cards are your airplane, and you are literally playing as an early pioneer of flight. You'll have a specific historical pilot that you're playing as. They'll have some kind of unique abilities, but your goal is to be the first one to reach a flight of 40 meters, I guess, or something like that. And you literally fly by shuffling and flipping the cards in your deck, and you've got distance and you've got damage that come up. But how you build your deck around that kind of rondelle system where you're moving around the board, you're repairing design flaws, you're adding innovations, you're developing skills, you're adding technologies. It's just a absolute blast of a game. And I honestly, in my mind, like, this is a top 100 game.
Ooh.
And it is lingering like
Hear that, Internet?
1,000 points down.
Top 100.
I believe
game.
it genuinely is a top 100 board game. I highly, highly, highly recommend playing this. It's low overhead, easy to learn. Just an absolute blast of a game.
If you like push your luck,
Yeah.
that's why I love this game the
Yeah.
most. Just that push your luck aspect of it.
It's a push your luck aspect, but nobody wins this game on luck alone.
Yeah.
Like, you won the last game that we played, and you, like, looking back at the end of the game, like, yeah, he played better than all of us. So it's, yes, there's a push your luck element, and yes, that well-designed aircraft can still crash 5
But there was
moves
little
in.
luck, though. I mean,
Yeah.
if I would have drew a couple cards in there, I wouldn't have won.
Yeah, so
at
that can
moment.
happen,
Yeah.
but in the long run, the person who plays the best usually wins or is right there at the end.
Yeah, you can mitigate your
Yeah.
your deck to a degree.
Yeah.
Which makes it nice. So, I mean, great game. So, speaking of
Speaking of First in Flight,
First in Flight, it's not what I chose.
Oh,
but I
okay.
chose something
You failed at this, but
way
that's okay.
cooler. Instead of just piddling around here in the States trying to fly 40 meters, we're talking
The
about
miracle
flying
of flight is
to the moon.
piddling
But
around
we're
in
talking
the
about
States.
flying to the moon.
Yeah, we did that too. I
We
quoted
did.
JFK
And
earlier, and you made fun of it.
I did,
So
but flying
move
to
on
the-
with you. We're
okay.
just going to skip your pick.
If you can comment right now, flying to the moon or flying across North Carolina or Ohio,
Which one has more positively impacted your
All right.
life?
I think the world would look a lot different if we weren't the first ones to the moon. Just saying.
Are you ever going to proceed with your pick?
All right. I already talked about the moon, but growing up as a child, I'm sure you were told that the moon was made of cheese.
Everybody has turned off the video.
They
by now.
haven't.
Just say the name of the damn game.
They're wondering. If the moon was made of cheese and we were a rat community, we would want to find and build a rocket so we can get to the moon and eat all that cheese.
I
This is
apologize. I'm going to recast
First
him.
Rat. You can't recast me. This is First Rat. So First Rat is a clever game. You're playing as you start off with 2 rats. Those are your characters, and you're moving them through the junkyard, and you are trying to assemble and build a rocket ship so you can get to the moon and eat all of that cheese. And throughout that
Is
journey,
that literally the theme? The moon is cheese in the game?
the moon is cheese.
Okay.
All right. And again, it may be your childhood imagination as the rats try. You see this cheese up in the sky, and it's ultimately a set collection game. You're trying to collect enough items in order to build this rocket ship and once you get all of your rats up to the rocket ship, then you're able to blast off and get to the moon. So very, very clever game. You start with 2 rats on this track. You can never occupy the same space, so you're moving rats. It's a ratchet mechanism, so you can move.
Rondell.
Rondell goes in a circle. Ratchet is you can't come back. Oh, okay. But yeah, you're moving each rat up, and you have the ability to be able to add a couple different rats, which allow you to collect more and more resources to get there. So if you haven't heard of it, it's an underrated game. It kind of fell under the radar a little bit.
Is it a top 100 game?
It is not a top 100 game.
Is it a top 200?
Neither is First in Flight.
Is it a top 200 game?
There this game is better than a lot of games in the top 200 for sure. I don't think it's top 100, but certainly up there.
In all seriousness, I desperately want to play this. I haven't, but I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Let's play it tonight.
We're gonna play it. Yeah, we'll actually see you next time. We're gonna go play it. No, I'm kidding. We'll finish the list to M and then we'll go play. So yeah, I've heard fantastic stuff about this game, and that's the whole point. Get you guys some games that maybe you haven't tried. So hopefully that's a good recommendation after you play First and Flight. You ready?
I'm ready.
G.
What is your G?
Do you know my G? I'm so excited about my G. It's the newest game on my list.
The newest game.
It's the newest game on my list.
I can't think of it.
It's the Game Makers.
Ah.
All right, let's be honest. This game is very new and a bit pricey. But if you are if you're not a heavy gamer, if you don't like Euro style games, if you don't like games that take 2 hours potentially to play, you're not going to want this one. But if you like all of those things,
this isn't a 2-hour game.
It's close. You absolutely need to add this to your collection. This is it depends on player count and how fast people go, but this is just a phenomenal new game. This is a game about making games, and so for all the boring cliche Euro games out there that are about like making whatever they made in the 16th century that nobody cares about anymore. This game is the opposite. This is a game about making board games, and not just generic board games, but the board games you love. And so this is a game that is going to be worker placement, but it is very unique, the worker placement mechanism, that kind of wheel, the pitchfork kind of style approach to that shifts the areas you can place your workers in on every
called
turn.
A Brody,
that's cool.
Brody knob.
But you're where you can place your workers is constantly shifting. The value of those spots is constantly shifting, and you are collecting the components, cards and meeples and dice and plastic and all the things you need to make a good board game. And when you pull out and make one that like I made I think Wonderland's War maybe in one of our last games, and it was just like so satisfying. You will never get that same feeling from like I built a settlement from wood and grass and stone. No, like you made something that you know and love. It's unique, it's novel, it's fun. The components are just the production value of this is next level. But again, if you're kind of like finding your way into the hobby and looking for light, fun things, this probably isn't it. But if you're a collector, if you love Euro games, this is one you definitely want to add. It's got elements that no other Euro I'm aware of has.
Yeah, I mean it's not a heavy game by any means.
No,
it's like
not a hard game.
Midweight game. I think people that come into the hobby could play it. It's not quite welcoming, but it is pretty simple.
Yeah, I would not call this welcoming. I also would not call it heavy.
Yeah.
I would say that it's a very niche game for people who like Euro-style worker placement games. It's not the one I would start with if you were learning. If you were learning the genre.
But I'll tell you what, though, if you are in this hobby, this is, and everyone has said it, this is a love letter to hobbyists out there.
Yeah.
So and I know a lot of us really play to win. Some of us play for fun and the enjoyment of it. But
what's fun about losing?
There is nothing more satisfying than getting that game and building that game. And it's not about collecting the components to make it, but one of your favorite games, like I would make the choice to make my favorite game instead of maximizing the points if I did something else, just so I can make that game I love. That's why I love it.
I was enjoying making sure that games I hate weren't made as well. So there was a little bit of, but no, it's such a fun game, Again, very new, might take a little time before you can get your hands on a reasonable copy of it, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, right now, it hasn't. They haven't announced whether or not. I don't think it's coming to retail. Maybe there'll be another Kickstarter pass, If you didn't get it at Gen Con,
I
more
did
than
not
likely-
realize they were not releasing a retail.
Yeah,
I apologize.
As of right now,
I
that-
apologize.
yeah.
The only reason that Nightmare Cathedral isn't on my list at letter N is because you can't get it.
Hey, don't
So I
spoil
don't.
it, yeah.
I don't want to. Well,
I mean,
there
you
are
can
other
get it. You can get it.
Yeah,
it's
you-
like Foundations of Rome when it first came out. Like it was,
Yeah.
if you didn't back it, you paid secondary, or if you went to Gen Con or Dice Tower when it came out there. But it is a clever game.
Yeah,
I
it
love
really
it.
is.
Great pick there.
Is it your letter G?
My letter G. So my letter G, I chose a game instead of going all nature with anamorphic creatures like Steven did. Spent the first 20 minutes of this video talking about.
Oh no, I hate cute animals.
yeah.
What a horrible monster
I mean,
am.
I mean, what's better than a cute little animal than a cute little gnome?
Okay, I'm with you there.
All right, so this is Gnome Hollow. So
Nice
you are cultivating this garden with mushrooms and flowers. The components are amazing. There's magnet pieces that stick to your board, which are incredible. It's tile placement. It's worker placement. It is such a peaceful, easy game that's just really exciting to watch it unfold as you're placing tiles and as you're making this garden beautiful.
It's peaceful and easy, but it is not a non-strategic game.
Oh, yeah.
It is a game that you have to think hard about how you want to play.
Yep.
Yeah. This is why we do this ridiculously undefined amorphous list, so that we can just talk about random games that we think you should check out. Because you know how many times I've seen Gnome Hollow on someone else's game shelf? Once. Yours.
Oh. Yeah.
So, this game has not gotten its due.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Fun game.
if you have a chance, play it. If you see it, I'm sure it's readily available right now, but check it out. It is an awesome game.
Very good pick. You're going to like my H. Let's go to H. So, my pick for letter H is a celebration of springtime. It's a celebration of the cherry blossoms and good food and good experiences. I love travel-based games, and for whatever reason, some of the best travel-based games seem to be centered on Japan. And this is Hanami. This is a tile placement game from the great Reiner Knizia, who has done a lot of tile placement games. This is one of my favorites, and that will not be a majority opinion. If you talk to people who love Knizia games, and there are many of them, this will probably not be the tile placement game that they point to as their favorite. And I don't know that it's necessarily my favorite, but it's right up there with Through the Desert. It really is for me. This is just a fun, lighthearted, travel-themed game where you are placing tiles to essentially surround experiences, surround these parks, and these parks contain different experiences. They're kind of visual and natural. They're food. There's just kind of the cultural elements, the lanterns, and so you're trying to collect these experiences by placing tiles around them and being the one with the most power or the most influence or presence, looking for the right word for a game of this weight, the right presence in that location. And it's really fun because you can place tiles that start to combo multiple parks and experiences, and you can kind of you can sneak in and view some of these with these rare boat tiles that allow you to be part of the mix and maybe steal the experience from the water. But it's just an absolute blast to play, and it's one of those light, fun games. If this game were themed differently, it would feel mean at times.
Yeah.
But because of how it's themed and because of how it's produced and presented, it doesn't feel mean, and I really like that.
Yeah. So is that game out now?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
You can get this still.
So shout out to Tantrum House that introduced this game to us. A lot of times when we play games with that crew, they're games that haven't been released yet. Which is why I was asking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is readily
already out,
available
okay.
now. And apologies if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but yeah.
No,
I'm pretty sure you
excellent.
can get your
I
hands on
could be
this.
wrong. I was just asking. So no, that was a really fun game.
So where would you? I'm curious. We're gonna just kind of tangent for a moment here, but obviously there's a couple of the small 2-player more combat-oriented placement games he's done. There's Through the Desert, which you and I both enjoy. Where do you put this kind of relative to some of those?
I would say top 25% of his games.
Okay.
Maybe top 20.
Okay.
I mean, he has like 900,
I mean,
900 games or whatever.
That's 200 games, top 20 at this point. But yeah.
That's true. So, probably maybe top 20 games of Reiner. So
Okay,
there's
yeah.
some incredible games out
I
there.
agree, and it's one that nobody, like when you say, hey, what are your top Reiner Knizia games, this one doesn't come up.
Yeah.
And there are so many great ones, but for me, this one, a lot of a game is just like, how do I feel playing this?
Yeah.
Do I feel stressed? Do I feel mean? Do I feel joyful? This one just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I just like playing this game.
So for a minute, I thought we had a crossover.
Okay.
I thought we had a crossover a couple times.
So you've got a tile placement game coming in.
Not a tile,
No?
not
Okay.
a tile placement.
Okay. Oh, you've got the game that sounds almost identical to this,
Yes.
don't you?
I was going to correct you and say, don't you mean Hanabi?
Yes. This is a
Yeah.
fun game. This is
Yeah.
another cooperative game you got me to like.
Yeah. So Hanabi, you are basically trying to pull off. You're at a fireworks festival. You are pulling off the best fireworks show out there, working with your partner in order to do this by playing cards in ascending order to be able to do that. The trick to this game is your cards are in front of you, but you can't see your own cards. Only your opponent can see your cards.
Your cards are in front of you, but they're turned outward.
Yes. And the decision of you want to start with a 1 and then you want to go to a 2 and a 3. You want to keep progressing, in that ascending order. But if you don't do that, then your fireworks show is at risk of not going off. And you have limited opportunities to be able to do that, or that fuse is going to be lit and make its way, and all your fireworks are going to explode. So,
And again, this is a theme that I'll drill down on for those who care about the conversation. This is a cooperative game you got me to like. That I played with you, and I walked away and I'm like, that's a cool game. Why do I like this so much more than some cooperative games? Because of the communication. I can look, I have the ability on my turn to point at your cards and say, like, these 2 are 3s, or these 2 are this, or whatever. That drives the gameplay. And so we actually are, when you say cooperative, we should be collaborating, not just hoping that we stumble upon the same goal. Here we are actually collaborating. We are informing one another's decisions in a meaningful way. And that's what I would say to designers is don't fake difficulty by preventing communication. That's not genuine design. That's just, of course it would be hard to build a bridge if you weren't allowed to talk to the other engineers and laborers, right?
Yeah, but there's some aspects in life you don't have that communication, and you have to work through
like when you're
actions.
repairing a spaceship and you're not allowed to talk to the other people in your crew.
I mean, what happens if communication goes
Right.
out?
So
Dark side of the moon,
anyway-
you never know.
Anyway, but no, from a design perspective, there's a theme coming together for me is that what makes these games great is when the design goes beyond, hey, we'll make it difficult by not letting you communicate. And it actually makes it difficult, and your communication is necessary to work around that.
And this is a little bit older game. I mean, I think in the last decade, maybe.
Is it? I'm not really
It's an
sure.
older game that I don't see many people talking about these days. But
That's
I mean,
so
we do have
funny too. Like
thousands of
literally one letter, Hanami and Hanabi.
Hanabi,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fascinating.
Exactly. So,
all right. Well,
that's
I'm
our
going
letter
to
H.
I'm going to keep the theme going with my eye. Let's drop the eye. All right. So my number or
It's a
my
letter.
letter I, my choice for letter I is another abstract sounding game. And I love when a game, I'm going to do a Tim. I'm not going to tell you the game yet. I'm just going to ramble for a while. This is something I'm increasingly finding about myself. I love games that allow you to strategically influence the end game scoring as you play. like to strategically determine what will be scored and how as you play. And Inori does that. Inori is look, I'm not even going to pretend. You can see it's a beautiful game. I'm not going to pretend this is not an abstract color and icon matching puzzle, because it absolutely is. But it's a really fun one to play. And this one allows you to really shape how and when how things are going to be scored at the end of the game, and whether or not things are going to be scored in game each round. You have a lot of influence over whether you allow something to be scored or not. And your opponent might want it to be scored, and you might be fighting to stop it based on where you place your workers. And this is a mean game. Like, to be honest, it's cute and it's kind of abstract and it doesn't look like it would be mean. It's a mean game. And if you want to win it, then you need to be willing to be a little mean. But that player interaction here is just really, really great for me. Just that kind of give and take, push and pull. Are we going to work together and let this get scored, maybe freeze out that other person? Or am I just going to block you? Or am I going to use this really cool mechanism of these dummy workers that you can use your turn to play a tile and grab these dummy workers, and you can block everyone else out from scoring something? That's really fascinating. The one thing I would tell you if you try this game out, and I do recommend you try this game out, a lot of people look at the rune tiles. There's these little rune tiles in there, and a lot of people look at them and feel like, oh, that iconography is not immediately clear, and it's not, so they ignore them. That's a mistake. You got to review the rules, review the book. It will tell you what that iconography means. If you ignore the rune tiles, you'll lose the game. Yeah. But how did you like this one? Because we haven't really talked about how you felt about this one after we played it.
Yeah, we haven't. It's been a minute since I've played it, but I really enjoyed the game. It was a good experience. I don't even remember who won or lost.
I think you edged me out by like a point the first time we played it. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what I remember. But I remember us both looking at each other and being like, "Ooh, this is mean.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of cutthroat, and it doesn't look like it in that box."
Oh,
but
exactly.
It is.
It looks nothing like a mean game, but don't let it deceive you.
And the whole tree and all of that, like the theme is just an afterthought. It's an abstract game, but it's a fun abstract game.
Perfect.
Nice.
Great pick.
What do you got at I?
All right, my letter I. So if you are our age or older, you probably have done this or appreciated this. So
why do you think that they would think we're the same age?
we're roughly the same age. We don't need to put a number on it, but if you think
I don't think anyone
the
would
same
believe that
age, if you think we're around the same age and not counting the rings on my head,
it is kind of like a maple.
It could be. But back in the day, before you had MP3s and Apple Music and before CDs, you had the radio.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Napster.
And before Napster,
Okay.
you had the radio. And if you wanted to, if you didn't buy cassette tapes or 8-tracks or whatever, you would you would record off of the FM channel your favorite songs, and eventually you would make an amazing mixtape. And so my pick for letter I is a game by Mike DeLisio and Dan Hughes. I Made You a Mixtape.
I did not know that Mike DeLisio made this game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just came out last year.
Okay.
It's a fun card game. Mm-hmm. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make the best mixtape amongst all of you. And you'll see probably on the screen what I'm talking about here, but you have different genres of music, you have different artists, you have different songs, and you're trying to build the best collection of music, and you want it to flow well. Because if you have if you have back then Michael Jackson and ABBA, may not be the best mix depending on the songs that you choose. So the flow of the songs from one to another are very important.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know what Michael did to those poor kids.
We may have to delete that one
No, I
just in
think it's
case.
fine.
But
I think it's fine.
he digresses. But
a good mixtape should be what, Tim? If you fail to remember this quote, it could jeopardize the channel. A good mixtape should be all
not power ballads.
All rise. Come on,
Yeah,
Barney
all-
Stinson, man.
Okay.
It doesn't rise and fall. It's just all
all
rise.
It depends on the mood. So obviously, if you're giving one of your girlfriend or boyfriend, you may want to have a little bit of a roller coaster of emotions, depending on what you're trying to achieve. But it is a fun game, and if you haven't had a chance to play it, check it out. It's readily available. Mike and Dan did a fantastic job, so shout out to you guys.
It is a fun game for sure. Well-designed game, interesting little flow. But we've talked a lot about games tonight. Here's what I really want to know in the comments. I don't even care about your thoughts about the games anymore. I just want to know if you ever made your boyfriend or girlfriend a mixtape. Just let us know in the comments. It will warm my soul to know if that was true or not.
All right.
I don't know why. It just will.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So let's move on to the letter J. Lots of good games begin with the letter J.
They do.
All right, Tim. So it took all the way to the letter J till we got to my first one. So I waited to ask you, how many trick takers do you think are on my alphabet list?
I would hope not a ton.
Well, a ton is like 2,000 pounds, isn't it?
I would hope not more than 3. And the only reason I say that is because if your alphabet was full of trick takers, you're catering towards a small audience, and they wouldn't get as much out of the pick. So
Interesting.
my guess is 3 trick takers.
Okay. We're going to find out if that's true or not.
Okay.
We're going to find out. It's not true.
All right. So
All right. This is the first one, though. I love this game. I love trick-taking games, and I'm a bit of a sadist, I guess, when it comes to trick-taking
explain it,
games, because I love forced bid trick-taking games, and this is one. This is a 2-player trick-taker called Jekyll and Hyde. Could be called Jekyll versus Hyde. I don't remember for sure, but I do remember that it's an absolute blast of a game. Let me tell you why, and why I think you should check it out. Now, if you don't love trick-taking games, if you didn't grow up playing hearts and spades, if you don't play games like Rebel Princess, Fox in the Forest, The Crew, if you don't play those things, then this one might feel a little foreign to you. But if you like the trick-taking mechanism, this is a really unique spin on it. And it's really unique for 2 reasons. Number one, you have this ranking of suits. So normally you have a suit that is trump, right? One suit that trumps all the others. But in Jekyll and Hyde, as you play cards, they're going to get ranked. The first card you play is the lowest powered suit. The second suit you introduce, I should say, is the second highest powered suit. The last suit you introduce is the third highest powered suit. It's the ultimate trump, but the second one trumps the first one. So you create a hierarchy among the suits instead of just having one dominant trump suit.
yeah.
That's
so
really
one
fun.
ring that rules
Yes.
them all.
That's really fun and fascinating. And the other thing I love about this game is you're going to play either as Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. And Dr. Jekyll is essentially clinging to his sanity, trying to maintain stability. Mr. Hyde wants instability. So you have one player who wants to take half of the tricks. They want the tricks to be balanced. You have another player who wants the tricks to be as imbalanced as possible. And you're going to literally move the character along the board as you go, depending on how much of a gap there is between the number of tricks we took. And so that just creates such a fun puzzle to me because, 2 of the greatest things about a good trick-taking game are the feeling you get when you go nil, you take no tricks, or the
Best feeling in the world.
or the feeling you get when you shoot the moon.
Yeah.
You take all the tricks. One character wants one of those 2 things to happen. They want to take no tricks or all the tricks, or as close as they can to that. The other character wants to balance it out. And so it just creates this really cool tension, unique to a trick taker. 2-player trick-taking games are really coming up with some great innovations lately. This is one of my absolute favorites of them.
That's a good pick. No, I thoroughly enjoyed this game.
Yeah, I mean, there is a co-op version where you can play as Jekyll and Hyde, and you're running from Scotland Yard. I prefer the competitive version for sure.
Absolutely.
What do you got for Jay?
All right, so
Is it the co-op version?
it's not the co-op
No?
version.
Okay.
I knew you would pick this, by the way, just based off your trick taking. I should have wrote down all the
What you
games
thought I would take?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet you I would have done pretty well.
I'm not sure that I would have had anything right on yours
No.
so far.
And I've done that, intentionally because I want to. If you play a lot of games, a lot of the games that maybe I'm introducing you haven't heard of, or you haven't heard from them in a while, and if you're new to this hobby, hopefully you're seeing some games that maybe were once popular, but maybe have slowly just kind of fallen off because other games have come. With
That's the goal. Introduce you to some new stuff or remind you of some things that you heard of, but they passed you by and find some fun things to play. Yeah.
So I think I was incorrect. Earlier I said I made you a mixtape would probably be the newest game. This might be newer. This is Jungo. So this
Is it that new, Jungo?
I think last year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, last year it came out. So this is a card shedding game. You're trying to get rid of all of your cards first. The hook with this game is once you get your hand, you can't move cards around. So if it's my turn, I can play. Let's say they're 1 through 8, for instance. You can play any number you want, or if you have pairs or triplets, 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind, as long as they are next to each other. So if they're not next to each other, you can't play them. But let's say I have 2 2s, a 1, and 2 2s in my hand. Well, if I play that 1, now I have 4 2s, which is very powerful. So I play a single 1. The next person has to be able to beat that. They can play a higher single card, or they can play a pair or 3 of a kind, and it keeps going around until somebody can't beat, what the previous person did. And that's when you yell Jungo. And that player will discard whatever cards that they played. You draw a card, and if you're able to beat that set of cards, then you can play it. If not, it starts over again, and the next person gets to play. And you're trying to get rid of your cards as fast as possible. So very simple card game, but I wanted to make sure that again, there's a lot of family games that I play, and I play a lot of strategic games, but I wanted to have kind of a balance. And if you haven't played this one, very easy to the table, very fun.
This is a good game. It's a good game design. This game gave me so much trouble, and you know why. Because I have played trick-taking games and canasta and games like that my entire life, and every time I pick up my cards, I want to put them in order.
Yep.
I'm like number and suit,
Don't
putting
do
them
it.
in order, and I picked them up, and everyone kept by like the third round, everyone was yelling at me, "Don't move your cards."
Yep.
And so it's a little tricky to remember that, but it's a fun game for sure.
Absolutely. That was our letter.
That was Jay.
Jay.
All right. So at K, this is my first. I'm going to go on a tangent. This is my first Pandasaurus game on my list. And the only reason it's my first Pandasaurus game is because I didn't put Emerge or Fox in the Forest at E and F because we have talked about them multiple times now on this channel. And I'm trying to introduce some new things. But in terms of games I would have wanted to introduce to you, those would have been my picks otherwise. I just keep grabbing these, for whatever reason, I'm noticing it lately, keep grabbing these Pandasaurus games and thinking, oh, that'll be simple. And then I open the box and the gameplay is approachable, but there's just so much more in there than you expected. And this is one of those. This is Gnar. I've talked about Gnar once or twice here as well, I believe, but it warrants re-mentioning. This is such a fun game. This is a Viking-themed game, and it is, at its heart, this is a race. This is a kind of a race to the top kind of game. First one to, I believe, 40 points wins the game. But how you get there is so fun and so novel. We all know engine building games that allow you to kind of play cards into your tableau or into your space, and they build recurring benefits. This game has temporary engines and a permanent engine. The The permanent engine is your ship, your Viking ship. The temporary engines are the different groups of crew members that you have, and they're abstractly it's just represented by different colors. You have red crew members, purple, green, whatever. But your crew members form this temporary engine where every time you place a new member into that crew, it activates all the members, and you get all the resources and all the points that come from that. But at some point, you have to decide whether or not you want to tear those little engines down so that you can send that crew out to explore and add to the permanent engine of your ship. And that is just such a cool decision space, such a cool tension. This is so powerful. My red crew members, do I keep them and keep adding to them so I get those resources and rewards, or do I finally cash them in so that I get something more permanent? And knowing that it's a race, that the question isn't how do I build the best engine, it's how do I get there first. That kind of adds to that tension. Such a fun game.
Yeah, and you introduced this game to me. Actually, it was a gift from you.
Yeah.
So unlike your Jelly of the Month clubs that I typically get, you actually.
I also tried to sign you up for Cat Facts of the Day, but apparently you blocked it as spam.
I did.
Okay.
I did. But no, that's a great pick.
It's a good
game. I really
game.
enjoy that game.
And
so.
do you feel that? Because I've noticed this with Emerge, Fox in the Forest, Gnar, a couple others. For whatever reason, this publisher, the games look. They have a kind of uniform art style or kind of unique art style, and so the games kind of look like, oh, that'll be a light little game, and in a way it is, but there's so much more game in that box.
Pandasaurus has done a phenomenal job. There are so many games that we won't even have time to talk about that Pandasaurus does.
Yeah.
Pandasaurus is not sponsoring our video.
No, they're
but
not.
Hey,
no,
if you're listening, Pandasaurus, you can.
This is a revelation I've just made recently, and a lot of it came from us making these lists and the Fox in the Forest and a couple others, and it was like the more I thought about it and the more we replayed things, it just kept creeping up the list. And you notice trends with developers or designers, you notice trends with publishers, and that's a trend I'm noticing, is that there's more in the box than you would expect. And I'll have some more examples of that coming up.
My recommendation is Chronologic.
Okay.
So if you have not played this, this is a deduction game, and you're trying to figure out who done it. So think of Clue, but in a deduction format to where you are competing against one another, trying to figure out over the course of, I think, 8 hours, who was in each room and when, and basically who killed Colonel Mustard with the candlestick, in a sense. There's
For copyright reasons, that's not how it actually goes.
Exactly. Yeah. There's two different versions. Both versions are unique, but very similar in how they function. But on your turn, you can choose to look at, and this has a very a cool mechanism to where you can pull up a character card, and then you can slide the hour or the room in front of it, and it's going to give you information. And that information, it's going to give you a piece of private information so you can write down on your board. For instance, if you put a character in the stage, it's going to tell you how many times that character has been through the stage. Mm-hmm. But if you put the hour or something else, it can tell you the hour of what time that character was there. And then it'll give you a piece of public information that you're going to share, within the group. So that's going to help you kind of deduce based on the hour. And whoever can guess it first, and there's different, scenarios throughout, each of the games. I think there's 15 total that you can play through. They're very quick. But it's just a phenomenal, quick deduction game. And I wanted to make sure I included deduction on here because I love deduction games. My family loves them. We play them a lot. So incredible pick.
Yeah, I'm hit or miss. You can't say incredible pick about your own pick.
It's incredible.
Okay. I'm hit or miss on deduction games. I like this one. This was this streamlined and fixed from, I think, some of the issues with Clue and games like it.
Yeah.
And I haven't played it a lot. I played it once or twice with you, but yeah, this is a good pick.
Yep.
All right, we're on to L. We're almost. We have L and M to go, and then we can go play First Rat.
There we go.
That's a lie. We got to go do real work. I feel like you already know what my L will be. You predicted 4 trick takers across the alphabet, or 3 trick takers across the alphabet. Mm-hmm. This is number 2. And this is another 2-player trick-taking game that I cannot get enough of. This is Lone Wolves. So all I need to sell you on Lone Wolves, if you like these game mechanics, all I need to sell you on it is a trick-taking game that has managed to turn trick-taking into a vehicle for area control, right? And so that alone should hopefully get you excited if you like those mechanics. But beyond that, I mentioned this earlier, I just love games where part of my strategy as I play is that I get to set or influence how the game scores at the end. And this one does that in a couple of ways. So you are literally playing as a pack of wolves. You are trying to win tricks, and you're playing your card into different areas on the map. And the value of your card will build strength there, and that strength will vary whether or not you lost or won the trick. You and I don't have to play our cards into the same area. We can stagger them into different areas, but whoever wins the trick will get more power in that area. And if you lose, you get something every time. So you never feel, this game never feels like, oh, I got dealt really lousy cards and now I just can't do anything with them. You never have that feeling because you're always getting something. In fact, I think when you lose, you really have more influence over endgame scoring.
I mean, sometimes it's intentional. You want to lose so you can gain that benefit.
And that's another thing I love in a trick taker. I love trick takers that incentivize you to find a way to lose a trick. That's just a great little,
it's clever.
A great little play on the mechanics. So this is a fun game. Love this game. If you want a small box, low cost game that gives you a lot of replayability and a lot of strategy, Lone Wolves, that's the one to go with.
Yep. So great pick.
Is it your pick?
It's not my pick.
Okay.
I do really enjoy Lone Wolves. I know you were.
I'm still looking. I'm digging for a crossover.
Pick this game. So this game, we recently played it. I recently played it. It's called Logic and Lore.
I have not played it.
This is a logic puzzle in a sense with cards. Very clever. The production is amazing. The cards are beautiful with foil on the cards. And it's a logic puzzle. You're trying to figure this out. You're competing. It's a 2-player only game. So you're competing against one other person to try to figure out and place your cards in the order. So on the board, you have nine cards, one through 9. Could be 1 through 8. Don't quote me on that. And initially, you take your deck of cards and you put them out in front of each of those numbers. And you don't know what numbers that your cards are. And depending on the level of difficulty that you're playing, you have questions that you can ask. And so, for instance, if I say I can pick up 2 cards and show them to the person across from me, and I can ask the question, which card is higher? And so they'll point to which card is higher. And then you can go down this list of different questions you have starting from 1 to 9. And the moment you have a positive answer, like yes, then you put your cards down and it's the end of your turn. But if you get a no, you can go to the next one and keep asking questions. But on your turn, you place one of your meeples out onto a card, and that grants you the ability to be able to ask that question. If you don't have a meeple on that question, you can't ask it. You can only ask the first, number 1 and number 9. Okay. But you can progress all the way through on all of your meeples in 1 and 9 until you get a positive response. Then you put your cards down. And at that point, you can rearrange your cards. You can't see them. They're face down. So there's a little bit of memory that goes into this. But it is a logic puzzle. The production's fantastic for what's packed into a small card game. Highly recommend it. Nice. So that's my logic.
I'm looking forward to playing this one.
Absolutely.
All right, my letter M game is another really simple game. It's kind of I wanted to talk about some new things, and I ended up talking about a lot of games that pack a bigger punch than you would think based on their box. This one is Megaland, and Megaland is a really fun push your luck game where you are It's essentially like a video game simulator kind of thing. Like you put your character out into a level. Each round is a level. You put your character out into a level, and they run that level. And they earn treasures and rewards, but they also take damage. And as they take damage, you have to decide. You have an idea of how much damage there is to be dealt. So you have to decide, am I staying in this level or am I retreating and coming home? And if you retreat at the right time, you maximize the treasures you get. If you wait too long and bust, you lose it all. And it's just a really fun kind of push your luck system. Great production, like over the top, great production for a small little user-friendly box. And this is one that this is one of the games. This is one of the highest compliments I can give to a game. My 8 and 10-year-old nephews love playing this. My friends who don't like games that much will play this and enjoy it. And people who play heavy games will enjoy this as a filler. Yeah. And so that's I think that's one of the best compliments I can give a game. That is good design in practice.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing we're on letter M.
Okay.
I am
out of bourbon, and I almost spilled the sip that was left.
Yeah,
I better get rid of it just to make sure that doesn't happen.
Exactly. So my
I should
letter.
also stop talking with my hands so much.
So my letter M is actually a little bit heavier game than my last couple picks. But for me, it's a game that the replayability on it is amazing. It's called Merchant's Cove. So if you've not had a chance to play this game, it is mini games within a game. So you have asymmetric players that, in order to accomplish your task, you're playing a mini game, and each person has a different mini game. But you're trying to bring merchants in to sell them goods, but how you produce goods is different based on your player. So you could be playing like a little marble type game, a polyomino game. There's so many different expansions that come with this. Some that are push your luck, some that are a little bit more strategic. But those asymmetric mini games that are in it just makes you can continue to play it over and over again and pick a different game, and it's like a mini game within the game.
So I was just going to ask, and not in a contentious way, but just honest question. I've heard a lot about this game, and you say, oh, you're bringing these merchants in to sell them goods, and I'm like, okay, how does this differ from 50 other Euros that do that? I think you just answered that question. Are you saying that every player, because I have not played this, every player is essentially asymmetrically playing a different type of game
in order to produce goods?
That is fascinating.
Yes.
Okay, now I want to play it.
Yes.
Now I want to try. Is it balanced in a way that it feels fair?
It is.
Okay.
It's crazy how balanced it is. They're just like any game. There are times to where somebody may have a little bit of luck on their side, but I think if you're playing competitively very similar people, you're going to gain about the same outcome from it.
Okay.
And so again, you're trying to produce these products so you can sell to the merchants, and there's that clever mechanism that involves. So beautiful production, lots of expansions that are out there that give you those different asymmetric powers.
Very cool. Okay, now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Now I want to try it.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
And now we are at the letter M, so we're going to call it a night. We're going to come back and finish N through Z next week. But in the meantime, if you enjoy the video, if you found something new to play, give us a like or subscribe. That really helps us to bring you more content. Make sure you check us out on Facebook as well. We got the board game channel over there, and we'll be sharing a lot of this content there as well. And we will see you next week for N through Z.
Oh, I'm excited.
I am too. I've got some gems in N through Z.
We'll see how many more trick takers he has.
We have 0 crossovers up until now, so I'm still banking on 2 in N through Z, but we'll see.
Yeah, at least 1 for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, until next time.
Take care.